versus 16 and 2. The favourite being Reagan. Over to Dave Ella.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, this next matchup is all thanks to our sponsors BBX, and it is for the Australian light heavyweight title. First of all, please welcome our red corner, Mitchell Whitelaw.
I've been killing, motherfucker, I am villain. Bitches stacking to my rack, turn to black millions. Black children bum my shit and stolen whips. Pull up in the front with broke dicks and toe dip till we ball out. Fuck 'em on out. They tryna blackball us, get your ball out. Pick a pound of pork, pack a pouch, sell it all out. My brother, listen for the big call out. We so mission famous, brother, that's that greatness. They could never phase us. Hear them singing.
Staying through the ropes right now, Mitchell Whitelaw. As we said, AMBF title on the line for this one.
And his opponent for this Australian title fight, please welcome Reagan Dessaix.
God damn. Bravo.
Reagan Dessaix makes his way to the ring. Recently coming off an epic battle against Blake Caparello, the WBA Oceania title. A little bit of a decision that some people may question on that one, apparently. But nevertheless, a rematch could be in the wings. But first, he's got to get through Mitchell Whitelaw.
All thanks to our sponsors BBX, this fight is for the Australian light heavyweight title to be contested over 10 3-minute rounds of boxing. First of all, fighting out of our red corner, he weighed in at 79.14 kilos. 7 fights, including 5 wins and a draw. He trains under Ian Stapleton at Sparrows Boxing Gym in Nambucca. He is the current New South Wales light heavyweight champion, Mitchell Whitelaw. His opponent in the blue corner, he weighed in at 79.38 kilos, 18 fights for 16 victories. Trained by his father Clem as he fights out of the World Gym in Springwood, he is 2 times Queensland champion. Please welcome the President, Reagan Dessaix.
Okay, gentlemen, I gave you some very firm instructions at the rules meeting a little bit earlier on tonight. I expect you to obey those commands and fight within the letter of the law. Do you understand that? Punch with the knuckle part of the glove to the scoring part of the body. I don't want any punches around the back of the head, nothing in the kidney, and certainly nothing below the belt. If your opponent's on the ground for any reason, do not punch him while he's on the ground. It is a foul, and you could be penalised. Do you understand that? Keep your punches up. Want your heads to keep out of the action, all right? I'll let you fight your natural fight. You're going to fight in close, but keep your heads out of the action. Any questions? All right? 3 knockdown rule is in effect, and you can't be saved by the bell in any round. Remember this, protect yourself at all times, because if you don't, I will do it for you. Touch gloves, go back to the corner, wait for the bell.
The ultimate professional, Brad Vicali, presiding over this one again.
Rick, you all right?
It's a big step up for this young fella. Mitchell Whitelaw is really stepping up here.
Out of the red corner, Reagan Dessaix out of the blue.
Reagan Dessaix, I know this fighter well. He's had over 70 or 80 amateur fights, formerly trained by Lincoln Hudson, now trained by his father Clem. He was actually, his mother's from Thailand, so he's got, he's half Thai, half Aussie. Got brought up right till he was 10 years of age as a monk. So he was taught never to drink, smoke, take drugs, nothing. Lives as a monk, and fighting's his life. So he's a real serious player, athletic, and I rate big things from this kid, Reagan Dessaix. Trained by Tony Tolge and managed.
Tell us about the fight with Caparello, Peter.
Yeah, that was a great fight for Dessaix. He went to Melbourne, he put in a cracking fight. A rematch would be in order. And let's look at Whitelaw for the moment, because we've got to respect Whitelaw. He had a good win up against Benji Dimitrowski. And that was a real good win, because Dimitrowski was a house of fire before that. Whitelaw came here and stopped him. So Whitelaw earns his shot here tonight, and he earns the respect. But
at the moment, I'm really impressed with Whitelaw's jab. He's jabbing Dessaix, and Dessaix's a big, tall, rangy, light heavy. But he's got some really... That victory over Steve Lovett. Steve Lovett is an excellent fighter, and Dessaix's beaten him. So, look, Dessaix, without doubt's got the experience, but Mitchell Whitelaw's, you know, he's not afraid. He's having a dig. I really like to look at this kid. He's defending. He's got his eyes on. This will be a nice boxing contest, boys.
Athletic too, Whitelaw. And this is a belt we've got to remember. Jeff Harding won. Tony Mundine won. You won the cruiserweight version, Greenie, yourself. Everyone wants to be the country's national champion.
Well, I'm sure Mitchell Whitelaw will be pretty chuffed to hear those words from you, Greenie. Good words of encouragement for Whitelaw.
Oh, look, you know, both these guys. I mean, Dessaix's obviously more experienced. He's got a lot of experience, and he's starting to really, show some speed, and his eyes really getting in. But Whitelaw's not overawed from the experience of this kid.
It's doubling the jab nicely, Dessaix.
And good effort from Team Whitelaw stepping up and taking this fight as well, because Dessaix's a lot more experienced, and he's putting himself out there, Whitelaw.
Oh, good crack to the side of the head there, but it's really nice. Double jab up, and then cracked him right on the side of the chop. Good body shot in there.
Body, head.
Nice block,
Whitelaw.
Good body work in there.
Break, let him out.
Clubbing right hand, Dessaix to the hooks. How's the depth of talent in this weight division, Peter? How do you see it?
Oh, mate, a lot of depth. You've got Matt Sheen as well in Melbourne. Really impressed with Matt the Machine. Sheen is fighting July 27 at Malvern. He'd be able to come in at this type of level. Matt Sheen's 5-1 himself, Victorian champion.
I just love watching this young kid, Whitelaw, how cool he is, calm and relaxed. Although he's outgunned experience-wise and he's wearing a few shots, look how calm he is, boys. He
has great composure, Greenie.
He's picking his shots nicely off the back foot. He's having a dig. I like it. With Whitelaw's just going to work. He's doing his business.
He's not overawed, is he, Greenie? He's not overawed.
Not overawed at all. It's a really nice round of boxing, fellas.
End of the first. Reagan Dessaix with the superior work rate would have to potentially lean that way.
You're not falling into him when he comes back for those two strong shots.
It was like he was telling them to pack the boot when they're going away on holidays. Just calm and cool and collected. But that was excellent words, what his father said to him.
Absolutely.
Spot on.
Clem Dessaix, not only the trainer, but the father of Reagan, and they are a terrific team.
He was just saying, he's starting to gas, and the experience from Dessaix is going to tell in the later rounds, if it gets in the later rounds, because of potentially Whitelaw maybe gassing, and the old man was on it early, and he just said, look, mate, just stay cool, stay calm, stick behind that jab, don't do anything silly, and don't stand in front of him and do nothing.
Yeah, I love the composure of the corner, the communication skills, excellent stuff.
Nice work there by Whitelaw. He rolled under a hook, counted, then come up with some nice body work.
And he does possess a decent hook, does Mitchell Whitelaw. He snaps it out nicely.
Terrific pedigree too from Reagan Dessaix, because he's half Thai and got, as we mentioned, got brought up as a monk right till he was 10 or 11 years of age. So he doesn't drink and smoke.
Keep the head out of it.
I'd like to see him use his knuckles a bit more when he punches. I'd like to see him turn those knuckles and land with the knuckles. He's not quite landing with the knuckles, so that might improve his power attack.
Is that off the right-hand side, Greenie? You're seeing that off the right?
Off both shots, even when he's hooking as well, whereas if he rolled those knuckles a bit and struck with the knuckle part, he'd be having more damage.
Oh, left hook, left body rip from Whitelaw.
Whitelaw's been good here. He hasn't been overawed.
No, he's not losing focus at the job at hand. Mitchell Whitelaw, still showing he's got something in the tank as well.
He's not going anywhere, boys. He's having a real dig, and I think he's worked out that Dessaix doesn't possess the power at the moment. That's really troubling him. He's a pretty hard puzzle to figure out, though, boys, because of his length and his punch output. He's
the jab
getting a
getting
lot of shots.
Yeah, the jab getting through there from Dessaix, but he's got that double guard up nice and high. Whitelaw just calmly looking through, waiting for a counter shot opportunity.
And we mentioned Whitelaw's earned the right. He beat Benjamin Dimitrowski here in a cracking win, so he's earned the right here to be in there with Dessaix.
I like how Whitelaw rolls the shoulder and just watches the punches, doesn't get excited, just saves energy, puts his head back. He'd want to maybe give his hands a bit, but he's got a good eye, Whitelaw.
For me, looking at the, I suppose, the power transition through the gloves, you'd have to lean the way of Reagan Dessaix. Just that seems to possess a lot more power.
He's got hand speed too, Dessaix. I really like his hand speed.
You might pick up what I'm saying, boys, when he's not using the knuckle part of his glove, not using the knuckle part of his hand to throw the majority of his heavy shots. If he used the knuckle, he'd have more damage. We could be creating more damage.
So, yeah, just turn on it a bit more. Yeah, there it is. There.
If he rolled the knuckle, he would have had damage, but he just kind of popped him with the front of the glove. He's not stepping. He's not sitting on his punches.
Just that slight technicality there that Greeny's picked up. Keen eye.
But I wish, I was a different fighter to him, so I was all about trying to throw as much power as I could. Whereas this kid's using speed, skill, and work rate. I like the way he fights.
Sitting on his feet well, throwing punches and keeping the work rate up nicely, Reagan Dessaix. Probably another round will lock away for him. We're listening to the corner now of Mitchell Whitelaw.
Looking the goods, mate. That's right. That's good. Excellent.
Wait, there's fine light upstairs and there's kind of down here.
Yeah.
Okay?
You're doing everything perfect.
Lead hand. Right? Yeah. Get nice and light. Just looking for that uppercut when you sit in. Right? Yeah. Just peel back and let's throw that red hand. Yeah. Right? Yeah. Stay composed. 60% power, alright? Stay light and just tap him up.
That body. Work that body.
And a big thank you once again to Ultratune for their support. Tonight's fantastic show. Boxmania number 6.
Sean Buckley and the boys in the house. Reagan Dessaix. Let's just see if he presses a bit more this round.
I think looking at Whitelaw, he really plasters that guard up. And it's hard for him to counter with any great speed coming off that type of a guard, Greeny. What do you think?
He turtles up, doesn't he?
He does,
well,
but you know what? He's not overly fussed with Dessaix's power, because with all respect to Reagan, he's not throwing his punches with much pop. He's not sitting down. He's not rolling the knuckle. He's not really. He's slapping a bit with the body shots. If he can learn to roll his shots and roll the knuckle and land with the knuckle part of the fist, he's going to have more success and more power with his shots.
That roll you're talking about from the right-hand side, would that be something that perhaps will generate more from the foot, through the hip, through the shoulder arm?
Well,
is that like a complete movement?
He's throwing more arm punches. He's a tall guy. He's throwing more arm punches. Not really, and he's not hitting with the correct part of the hand. You can see there, boys, he's just pushing it out. There's not a lot of pop in it.
You think the hip's not rolling enough behind the punch, potentially?
There's a lot of reasons why. He's got great skill, but he could really improve his power by committing more.
Well, it really comes down to those fine details, guys.
Whitelaw's been a tricky opponent. He's been given plenty of movement. He turtles up well. He moves well. He hasn't given him any type of shot at his chin yet.
Yeah. Definitely easy for us to say, harder perhaps to do in centering, as we know, but nevertheless, Mitchell Whitelaw is still posing a bit of a threat, but Reagan Dessaix is just pressing his will at this point.
Yeah, Mitch isn't a damaging puncher as well. So I think whoever's got the better tank, the better gas, is gonna win. But obviously, Reagan's got a lot more skill and more experience.
2-3 to the body, back up to the head from Dessaix. Certainly has the work rate.
Good jab there by Reagan. You've got to double that up too and step on it. You've got to step on that back toe and really kind of create and cause damage with your jabs. And you get that by stepping into it, by committing, by putting your body forward.
Just bind down on the mouth guard and having a little bit more intention, but Dessaix just picking the shots, putting the score on the judges' cards. Whitelaw not really battling back.
But how are we scoring this fight, though, guys? Who have you got in front? I've got Reagan in front.
Yeah, it'd have to be all Dessaix.
I mean, is Reagan going to be happy doing this for 10 rounds, or is he going to look for a stoppage?
He's here to stay in the light as long as he can, I think, Pete. But take nothing away from Mitchell Whitelaw.
Good counter hook there by Mitchell Whitelaw. Nice. He caught him coming in. Caught Dessaix coming in with a nice little clip of the left hook. He's calm. He's relaxed. He's just not doing enough, Mitch.
So if you were sitting, obviously, in the corner of Whitelaw, Greenie, what would you be telling him? What weapons should he be employing?
Well, I've been trying to tell him to move forward. Don't go. He's allowing Reagan to have his own. So he's allowing Reagan Dessaix to have his own way by just dictating the pace.
His fucking hands or his fucking hooks are coming in. Okay, still be careful.
Power between the first fight that Kerry Foley was stopped in by Amatagi and this fight. And these guys are bigger, but you can see the clear difference in the styles of fighters we've got here.
Absolutely good, absolutely good comparison there.
Well, let's just go into Reagan Turner saying no, he needs to be impressive here because he wants to start an international career. They really want to be full-time fighters. And Whitelaw right at the moment, he came here as a massive underdog. Reagan was $1.12 with the bookmakers. Outlaw was about $6. Write your own ticket. Hasn't been that way. He's been very competitive, hasn't he, Greenie?
It's been competitive. I mean, he's losing the fight. I think he's lost every round. Yeah. Nice counter punch there. Nice combination there by Reagan Dessaix. Really nice, crisp shots. But if Reagan Dessaix wants to step up on the international market, he's going to have to start sitting down and start committing to his punches because he will not be able to hang with the best guys. And I'm not being disrespectful. I'm trying to give the kid advice.
I reckon he just heard you then a little bit, Greenie, because he did open up a bit. And I think in turn, Whitelaw, there's not a lot of openings on Dessaix. When they get in close, the body's tight. He's got the elbows down.
I can see plenty of openings, Hammer. I can see when he gets him back on the thing, he puts him up, his hands go up, there lies the body shots. He would be able to murder this kid with body shots, but Reagan doesn't possess that commitment to step in and go bang, bang with body shots.
I was saying that Reagan's not giving Mitchell a lot of openings to get onto him.
My bad, sorry, mate. I thought you meant the other way around.
Yeah. No,
he's a difficult kid. Reagan Dessaix is a really cagey guy. He's difficult to tag clean. Very difficult.
So I'm seeing Mitchell try and rally, try and get something through, but he just can't crack the guard. He just can't crack the guard of Dessaix.
Have a look when Mitchell Whitelaw clams up and covers up with both hands in front. Look where his right elbow, how definitely open he is for the left rip.
Yeah,
Dessaix, if he wants to move up in the world ranks, he's got to be able to expose those shots and make them count.
Definitely agreed. Nice pop and jabs now from both men.
Highly competitive fight here for the Australian light heavyweight title. Really worthy of it. And Whitelaw, with only 6 fights, is really making his team proud.
Look, I really like the way this kid fights. He's not doing a great deal, but he's entertaining. Good counter left hook by Mitchell Whitelaw after eating one from Reagan Dessaix. Really nice shots.
That uppercut off the right as well, finding its mark almost, but not phasing Dessaix at all.
Good jab there by Reagan Dessaix, and he's got that classic amateur style, you know. He's got a really high work rate. You know, he's boxing from a distance. He's using his advantages. He's a long, tall guy. He shouldn't be sitting toe-to-toe with this kid. Nice 1-2 there.
Yeah, the solid 1-2 on the glove. And I suppose, Greenie, just a question for you, talking about the amateurs to the pros, for fighters that hang in the amateurs and they do have a different fight style, can you see it becoming detrimental perhaps when they finally do turn pro if they don't adapt to that harder hitting, rolling the knuckle style that they can get away with not doing that in the amateurs? But when you step up on this stage, you really got to make that transition totally.
Well, it depends on the style. Like, you know, it all depends on the individual. I think that was my favourite round fight so far.
Good round, definitely.
Most competitive round so far, but I'll give it to Reagan Dessaix.
Well, Mitchell Whitelaw rallying back a little in that one.
Got that down, mate. Come on. You're going, when you're getting closer, that's when you're working better, right? You're getting closer, mate. Every time you're in there working great, right? You're doing great, so. Where's that towel at? Oh, great, mate. Right, he's starting to get tired too, right? He's starting to wear him down. See how he's dropping his arms every now and then?
Work off
Stay on it.
the jab, then right in, solar plex in there. Don't aim for his chin with the right hand, jab to the head, solar plex shot.
Right. It's all right, mate. Still on this, eh? Yeah, he hasn't hurt me. Nah. He's giving you everything he's got.
He just took all his best there, man.
Yeah, so...
He's tired, he's wearing him out.
Okay, second set. Let's go, Eddie. Come on, bud.
As we get underway in this round, and some interesting comments there coming from the red corner, gentlemen.
I don't think Reagan Dessaix is slowing up, but look, they're just trying to rally their fighter and get him to motivate him to move forward and step in. And you know what? I think if Mitch Whitelaw believed himself a bit more, and I think he's lacking a bit of self-belief that he can actually take this fight.
Well, this is round 5, scheduled for 10. Greeny, Whitelaw needs to make a stand sooner or later, or this fight's going to slip away on the scorecards.
It is, and the kid's got he's got a great ability. I really enjoy watching him fight. I'm enjoying this fight because it's a different style to the first big banging fight we saw with the two super middleweights, with Amatagi and Foley. Nice body work there by Dessaix.
What position do you do here, Greeny? You've got Whitelaw is probably 4 rounds behind. Would you start taking risks and try and step it up and try and get like a big shock KO against Reagan and maybe get yourself knocked out, or would you stay behind what you're doing and lose a credible 10-round decision? What would you do?
Oh, look, mate, it's up to the individual. I know what I'd be trying to do. I'd be trying to swing from the boots and hang out and have a dig.
The rafters, that's where they're coming from.
But, you know, Reagan Dessaix is now really starting to show his class. He's showing a really good kid of punches, and he's starting to really dominate the early part of this round.
Because the longer the fight goes, obviously the 20-odd pro fights from Reagan Dessaix's going to start, experience is going to start taking its toll. Whitelaw with only the 6 fights going into a 10-round fight at this speed. I mean, can he maintain it for 10 rounds?
I guess it's like a, like a horse who's, used to running a long distance, like a Melbourne Cup horse versus a sprinter. The kid's, this young Whitelaw is more of a sprinter at the moment with his experience. Yeah. Is he going to be able to go the long distance? Whereas Reagan's gone that distance plenty of times. Exactly. He's not a knockout puncher, so he's been that distance. Good one, double jab, right-hand combination there.
Well, at this stage, it's a little bit of just batting practice for Reagan Dessaix. And I'm sure Blake Caparello will be watching keenly with this one, especially with the talk of the rematch. Perhaps a rematch on Boxmania number 7.
I think Whitelaw's just starting to gas a little bit. He's just starting to lose his composure. His power's gone from his punches.
Come on.
I think Reagan Dessaix really identified that, and he stepped it up.
Up on the balls of his feet now, Dessaix. That long jab, the right hand.
You can't put a price on what Whitelaw's going to get out of this, though. He's going to become a better fighter, win, lose or draw, from stepping up and taking a fight like this.
I think he'll go away from this knowing that it just has to throw down a little bit more. He's got the skills, and he's certainly got the heart. But at this point, he's just been outworked by Reagan Dessaix.
He's got a good eye, this young fella Whitelaw. He's seeing the punches come. He's just got to have more. He's got to have more offense.
Perhaps it's a confidence thing. Perhaps it's just something that will come when he gets a little bit more confidence, a little bit more self-belief. But he's certainly in there, and he's making a contest of it. But Reagan Dessaix at this point, it's all one-way traffic. Out and try and, of course, stack the cards all his way. Sound advice. And we're away.
Round 6, scheduled for 10, vacant Australian light heavyweight title. Reagan Dessaix up against Mitchell Whitelaw. so far Reagan Dessaix has won every round on our unofficial scorecards.
I agree, Pete. I agree, and I think he's really buoyed by that last round. He's really taken confidence. He started hard, started fast, started early this round. He's going to dominate this round, I feel.
Starting to fake also a little now, Dessaix.
We're starting to see Dessaix now starting to feel a bit more comfortable, and Whitelaw slowing down a bit. So let's see what happens. Dessaix can dictate the pace from here. He can start trying to land some power shots and see where it goes, because maybe there could be a late stoppage there for him. If he decides to go that way, he could just box along and win the 10 rounds comfortably.
Whitelaw trying for the overhand there. Nothing coming of it. Tight guard from Dessaix.
There's always the argument, look, do you bother taking a risk and maybe taking a risk, getting hit, getting hurt, losing the fight, or just stay in the game, stay in the plan, stick to the plan. You've won every round, you're going to win every round if you continue doing what you're doing. I personally would like to see Reagan step it up and have a real dig and try and land some big shots and get used to trying to throw some big, heavy shots for the future when he's up against better competition.
Definitely. Look, all credit to Mitchell Whitelaw. You know, he's in there having a red-hot crack, but Reagan just stamping his authority, really. It's been one-way traffic.
Whitelaw's had 6 professional fights. Reagan's an experienced fighter, has been an Oceania champion, he's world-rated. So, I mean, it's a massive step-up fight. It's a credit to his team for doing that. And tonight, they've been competitive. He's going to learn a lot more from doing this than just fighting some average type of fighter and notching a win up.
I was going to say that, but you said that earlier, and it is a very much a true statement. And I suppose if he's stepping in and knowing that he's definitely the underdog here, Mitchell Whitelaw, he will take away the experience and will come back potentially a totally different, proposition in his next bout.
I think one of these are really good. I think hope you boys watched the first fight when who's the fellow who won the first fight?
Amatagi.
I'd like to have these guys watch Amatagi and watch his body punching and see the power and the variety of his body punching, because these fellas, although they're going to the body, they're not going to the body with any purpose. They're just going there for the sake of going there, and they're not setting anything up. You go to the body to set up the head. You go to the head to set up the body. And these guys haven't really grasped that yet. I'd like to see, especially Dessaix, because he's had a lot more experience and he appears he's on the stage of going to world ranking. He really needs to learn that.
I think we saw Mitchell tried it earlier. Greeny did try to hit the body, but as we were talking about it, Reagan was just too close, and it was almost futile every time he tried to launch those body attacks.
His defence is really good. He's really difficult to tag. Another round there to Dessaix.
Yeah, and an impressive performance, but Whitelaw was still competitive in that round.
Well, definitely Reagan Dessaix is getting his work up in this one, getting his camera time and his ring time.
Okay? Every time you're in there, stay in there and get there, right?
You're beating them in tight. But that's you working off that snappy jab and getting in, okay?
That was a real good round.
Better.
Working close, that's it, mate.
I'm liking how you're catching them coming in, okay? Better. But we need a 2-punch combination now, okay? Catch him with that left hook.
Big thanks tonight to our sponsors, UltraTune, the team at the Toy Box.
Look for that number 9.
Well, Greeny, I suppose something to talk about is in the red corner, obviously, of Mitchell Whitelaw. When you're in the corner, you're there. You can see your boy. You know, he's got a long road to travel. How do you try and rally that? You know, do you go get the emotional sort of side of things going, or do you just try and stick to the plan?
You mean for Whitelaw? Mate, you just got to come on, son. Let's have a dig. Let's go out in our shield, boy.
Let's make this a party. But it's the Seagulls.
But it's easy for the trainer to say, because he's the one that's going to wear it.
That's exactly right.
If I was a trainer, I'd be saying, you know what, keep going. I'd be trying to tell the kid, don't get hit. As a trainer, your job is trying to protect your fighter as much as possible. So I'm all gung-ho and going, yeah, go out in your shield. But it's the job of a trainer to protect their fighter.
Exactly.
Look, at this stage, Reagan's got 6 rounds in the bag. So, I mean, he's going to need knockdowns and stuff to win this fight. I can't see that happening.
He doesn't possess the power to do that.
No. So, if I was a trainer, I'd be saying, look, keep doing what you're doing, keep trying, keep doing different things, but make sure you don't get hit with anything stupid. And if he does get beat over 10 rounds, that's 10 quality rounds Whitelaw's got under his belt that he can take on to the next fight, and he learns from that. That's what this sport's all about. It's baby steps. And tonight in his 7th professional fight, he's been very impressive for mine. Even though I don't think he's won a round, I've been impressed with Whitelaw.
Me too, I agree, Pete. And he's having a dig, he's having a crack. He's putting on a good show for the spectators here and at home. And he's in against a kid who's a classy fighter. He's a very, very stylish kid. Doesn't waste many shots, and he's really difficult. And he's 6'3". He's like an albatross.
Well, definitely, if you're at home watching this, respect to both fighters. And at this point, you know, Mitchell Whitelaw, fatigue, you know, lactic acid, his muscles, his arms will be feeling like, you know, they weigh a ton. But he's still in there trying his very best, and, you know, you've got to respect that.
And I tell my boy Archie all the time, I like the way this Reagan kid, Reagan Dessaix, fights. He never drops his hands, rarely drops his hands. I tell my boy Archie, buddy, watch this guy, watch this fighter. Learn from fighters that you see on TV, because he's got a great defence and his hands are rarely down. He doesn't really give Whitelaw much opportunity to tag him.
And you'll see, you know, you'll see fighters now try and, you know, drop the lead and you know, not have that correct guard. Well, Dessaix is certainly, he is textbook.
I've all been watching Floyd Mayweather.
Too much.
There's only one Floyd Mayweather in the world.
Stop watching Floyd Mayweather and doing that, because you'll certainly get some right hands to the jaw if your opponent's onto it.
Getting to the later part of this round, still another impressive round for Reagan Dessaix, and he's doing what he has to do, and he's landing right hands. Whitelaw's out. We mentioned that it could be a late stoppage, and we got a greenie.
Very, very nice right hand there. I just think I think he was worn out. I don't think he's particularly really badly hurt or shot, but he was worn out, and that was a lovely crack. Fatigue, and it was a lovely shot as well. Probably the best shot of the fight, without doubt.
And definitely, you know, good decision there by Brad Vicali to call this one. But Mitchell Whitelaw, hold your head up high, son. You're in there and you certainly give it your best shot.
I hope this doesn't sound the wrong way or come out the wrong way, but I'm glad that's what he was able to produce at the end of the fight for Dessaix, because it's going to give him confidence to go, hang on, I was just, you know, round 6, round 7, and I dropped the bloke and stopped.
There's a shot coming up now, Greenie. Let's have a close look. Whitelaw trying to have a go.
There.
Yeah, rallied back a little.
And there is a right hand, just caught him right on the point of the chin. And down he goes. Good stoppage from the Rose, Brad Vicali.
Very good stoppage. The Whitelaw didn't need any more punishment, and he was outgunned, he was outclassed. But I'm glad for Dessaix that he was able to get a stoppage, not because the other kid got stopped, because it'll give him confidence and help him progress and give him a bit more grunt his next opponent against his next opponent.
It's not the end for Whitelaw, by the way. It's okay doing this. He stepped up. He knows what level he's at. He can patch himself up and become a better fighter.
Well done, son. I appreciate, you know, the effort the kid put in. He never took a back step. He never dogged it. He was outgunned, outclassed. It was a great fight. And to Reagan, congratulations, young man. It was a very, very polished performance.
Well, Reagan Dessaix, who's next for him? Certainly another exciting prospect. And in the latter rounds, he started to show really what he wanted, and that was the finisher, and he got it.
Well, as we've heard, he was raised as a monk, so it'll be green tea celebrations tonight, and he deserves it. Well done,
definitely.
Mate.
Not smelling the roses.
Well, that's one after party you and I won't be going to, Green. Just saying.
He won't be going back to Toy Box, that's for sure.
Nor will we, just at this point in time. But potentially.
A few of us might, don't say that. I don't like lying.
Covert. It's a covert operation, Pete. Jeez. Blown the cover again, Peter Maniatis. Let's go now for the official announcement. And the hardware, the belt that has been so hardly fought for, so well fought for, I must say. Big thanks to World Gym as well. Over now to Dave Ella.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, a big thank you to our sponsors for this bout, BBX. As this fight gets stopped by our referee, Brad Vicali, at a time of 2 minutes and 34 seconds gone of the 7th round. Ladies and gentlemen, your winner by TKO and the new Australian light heavyweight champion, the President, Reagan Dessaix.
Winners are grinners. Have a look at Reagan. He loves that belt. It's the same belt worn by Tony Mundine, Jeff Harding, now Reagan Dessaix. Put your name down in history, son. You deserved it. Took his time, put 6 rounds under his belt, and then went for the kill in a lucky number 7th round. His father, Clem, will be wrapped too. As we said, lives like a monk.
Well, Reagan, first of all, congratulations, mate. The new Australian champion. First of all, how does that feel?
On top of the world. It's my childhood dream. Everything I've been working for since I was a little kid, it paid off tonight. I watched Fox Sports Live on boxing since I was 8 years old. I watched many blokes win this Australian title, and it was my childhood dream, and I made it come true tonight through hard work.
Let me ask you this, how good is it to have your dad in the corner with you?
Hey, it's honestly unbelievable. Like we fight like cats and dogs, but I wouldn't change it for the world. This bloke here pushes me day in, day out. And yeah.
I watched him in the corner with you. He's super calm. Clem is the calmest trainer I've seen in the corner.
He's not normally.
So where to next for you? You've got the Australian title. Mate, what is on the cards for you?
Well, we went to Melbourne for my last fight, and I lost my Oceania title. It was a very close decision, very controversial decision. So we've just got to wait. You know, this fight was to, really work my way back, rebuild, get confidence within myself that I could do it. And what we'd worked on in training, just staying composed, picking shots, and it paid off tonight.
Mate, it was absolutely beautiful to watch and fantastic. You've got that Australian title around your belt. Some big things to come with you. 19 fights now, 17 wins. Your dad's in the corner with you. The world is your oyster, mate. Congratulations. Ladies and gentlemen, the president, Reagan Dessaix.
Well, a capacity crowd here for Boxmania 6, all coming to see the other 50% of the Maloney team coming up next in our main event.